G. So this is the inside diameter of the coil in millimeters, D1. I hope you remember from where this data was actually coming in. This data was coming in from this one was the low voltage. Uh, Not actually this one. This was lecture number 6. The lecture number 7, I guess this was coming on. 118, 8 seconds. Just let me find out the lecture number 8 actually. We have done this previously just now in the very start. This was our table. G. For those who are still having no idea what I am talking about, actually this is this. So what is the diameter of the low voltage coil? 124. Please write it down. So this is available. Okay, so over here inside diameter 124 mm. What is the outside diameter of the same low voltage coil? 162.2. The high voltage coil inside diameter of the coil 182.2. This was because we have kept alpha or A equal to 10, so this was being added. The outside diameter of the low high voltage coil 248.2. Okay, so the mean diameter of the coil G. Just take the mean of these two values for the low voltage and the high voltage. G. 65 पॉइंट, इनका 75 पॉइंट है, आपका कितना है 75? नहीं, दैट्स एन अप्रॉक्सीमेट वेट, उससे आगे प्लस माइनस 10 हो सकता है. दैट्स व्हाई आई वाज एक्सपेक्टिंग योर वैल्यू आल्सो. जी एनीवन एल्स, किसी ने किया हो अभी तक? जी. So if I go back, and this is actually lecture number 8 for the B, so you are suggesting it is 75.37. So add these three, please. Can you give me the value? Please remember, in exam a difference of this 10 kilogram is a huge difference. So this will have you can get marks for your error carried forward or whatever, but this is a huge difference of 10 kilograms. 10 kilograms. 202 point. I don't know why, but this is just a speculation. Shape C weight should be something near to shape A weight. So maybe 75.37 is the answer. I don't know. Just confirm this out. Okay? I will be using this 202.91 just for this calculation, what I am doing just now. But please verify this one in the next lecture. Please verify me whatever is the exact weight. Okay? Don't leave this here. So we are going to use 202.91 because 200 point, I guess 1 or 2 was the approximate weight. Okay, Ji, coming on to lecture number 9 over here. Ji, mean diameter please. 140, 143.1 in millimeters, and in high voltage 215.2. Okay, one thing very important, since they have used this variable dm, so this is low voltage coil, they can use it dm1, and then you can use any subscript p or s or low voltage or high voltage for this one, so you can use dm2. It's totally up to you. Okay, the mean length of the turn, this means actually the circumference we are trying to find out over here. So we are multiplying it by pi, by diameter, which is actually 2 pi r, the circumference. So this is pi into dm. Multiply this please. 3.141592654 point something. नहीं 49 कैसे होगा? हाँ 449.56. I'm not using the word millimeter over here, but as a habit, please use that. I don't have much space, so that's why. The next thing, 676.0. 7. So this is our millimeter on number of turns, G, please. What was the number of turns on low voltage coil? G, go back on your data, please. G, number of turns. I guess 76 नहीं थे? They were 76 and on the high voltage coil including the tap. देखो हमारे पास वाइंडिंग जो है लो वोल्टेज 2 लेयर्स में, ठीक है, and certainly there is some insulation also in between it. So what we are doing it, we are not taking the internal radius separate and then finding out its length or whatever. We are trying to take the whole winding, take its mean length. Okay, we are going to take its mean length, and for that mean length we are having a mean diameter. That mean diameter is over here 143.1 for the low voltage coil because this is inside, and for the high voltage coil it is 215.2. So what we are trying to do over here, we will find out a total length of conductor. We know the specific gravity, we know the cross sectional area of the conductor. We will try to find out the weight of the conductor used for the three phase. ठीक है, बिकॉज हमने ट्रांसफार्मर के कोर का वेट निकाला है, हमें कॉपर का भी वेट निकालना है जो कितने हैं. आप लोगों में से अक्सर कोई अगर किसी गांव शाव का होगा, यू मस्ट हैव एन आइडिया कि अक्सर कोई ट्रांसफार्मर इफ इट इज़ नॉट वर्किंग और इट इज लोड शेडिंग, अक्सर ट्रांसफार्मर को उसके खंभे से गिरा के तार उसकी चोरी की जाती है एंड इट्स सोल्ड आउट वेरी इजीली बिकॉज कॉपर इज अप्रॉक्सीमेटली 2000 रुपीज पर किलोग्राम एंड इफ इट इज न्यू and if it is a rubbish or something taken out, it can be easily sold out at 800 to 1000, and since this is going to be very thick copper, so it's certainly going to go at a very higher rate. So अब आप देखना भी यहाँ पे आपका जो weight आएगा approximately this will be something near 80 or 90 kilograms of copper. So one transformer and you can easily get thousands of money over there. G, number of turns on HT please. This is including the tap please. 3512. Okay. The total length of the conductor L, multiply this L1 whatever we have found over there in millimeters, 449.56 multiplied by 76. This will give me the total length of the conductor. Three four one six six. Again 34166.56. Next one please. Okay, one thing very important since this big calculation is being done in the exam or in any quiz. Supposingly I have given a data, okay, and you have been asked to find out the length or whatever over there, and since I can make an error, since there are a lot of errors possible over here and I may miss some data, okay, and if in that quiz or exam I am not there, you can take an assumed value yourself, ठीक है, बिकॉज ये एक डिज़ाइन है, इस डिज़ाइन के अंदर हो सकता है 10 चीज़ें आपको रिक्वायर्ड हो, उसमें से मैंने 8 दे दी हैं, 2 नहीं दी हैं, बट टेक अ रीजनेबल अजम्पशन विच इज एक्यूरेट नियरेस्ट पॉसिबल. मतलब मैंने ये कहना कि आपने मैंने बी नहीं दिया तो आप लोग पता चले ये 5 टेस्ला बी लेके बैठ जाओ. 5 टेस्ला is practically not possible. So something in the range 1.5, 1.6, so whatever that seems okay from that design. But clearly spell it out by using some highlighter or some pen that you are taking this assumption over there. Otherwise, I always, for this subject at least, I do it, I make a paper or whatever quiz and I find the solution first and then I give it. Because this is very important over here for this paper because it's a design paper and values can be different. Give it up for this last one. High voltage coil, mean total length 237 4357.84. Okay जी, what was the cross sectional area of the conductor? Specific gravity of copper लिखी हुई थी, मैंने उसको काट के specific gravity of aluminium मैंने कर दी है. This is 2.76 gram per cubic centimeter. ठीक है, you can convert this cubic centimeter into millimeter or whatever you want to convert it. It's totally up to you. But here the answer is actually given in cubic centimeter. जी, cross sectional area क्या था? Low voltage और high voltage designs पर जाओ. क्रॉस सेक्शनल एरिया, कॉपर की बात कर रहा हूँ, इंसुलेशन समेत नहीं, सिर्फ कॉपर का। हाँ एल्यूमिनियम है हमारे पास, टोटल एल्यूमिनियम है। ये आपने यूज किया था जो, if I'm not wrong, if I am using it, I guess this was lecture number 3 or something, not 3 actually, this was 4 I guess. जी जी, टोटल एरिया क्या था बेटा हमारे पास, मैं वो पूछ रहा हूँ। दिस वन वाज एक्चुअली दी, एक्चुअली हमारे पास यहाँ भी नहीं है, दिस वाज लेक्चर नंबर 5 आई गेस, यस। In lecture number 5 we designed that high voltage, yes, this was the total one, the high voltage was designed. Gee, what was the high voltage conductor used? Area of the proposed conductor 2.27 millimeter square. Find out for the high low voltage also. This is coming over here 2.27 millimeter square. जी लो वोल्टेज के लिए क्या था, कुछ 90 समथिंग होगा, if I'm not wrong. Come on, we have done this previously also. 90, let me just check it out again from here. 92. नहीं वो तो ट्रांसपोजिशन, क्या मतलब दोबारा, ठीक है। नहीं आपने कंडक्टर तो वही रखा है ना, कंडक्टर तो क्रॉस सेक्शनल एरिया, आपने उसकी पोजीशन चेंज कर दी है या उसकी फॉर्मेशन चेंज कर दी, उससे कोई फर्क नहीं पड़ा, उससे इसकी रेडियल बेल्ट पे फर्क पड़ रहा है। आप अलग क्यों जा रहे हो पूरी क्लास से, आपने डिफरेंट क्यों किया है? मुझे बताओ जो हम क्लास में कर रहे हैं उसकी वैल्यू बताओ जी। टोटल एरिया दिस इज 88.96, 88.96 is actually the area. 88.96 millimeter square. जी bare weight of the conductor जी, use all these values and give me the total answer. Length is known, this is 34166.56. Multiply this by the area 88.96 into S specific gravity, which is also given for aluminium, and multiply by 10 raised to power minus 6. Oh, this is actually for the all those units, whatever, because you are having in cubic centimeter the other unit, and the other one is in millimeter square. So the difference in between these two, if you want to convert from one to the other one, so G, give me the total weight for 8.39 kilograms. This is for one phase, remember, this is for one phase. In the lower column over here, or the lower row over here, you will multiply this by 3, so this will become 20. इसको 8.39 को मल्टीप्लाइड बाय 3 करो बेटा, 3 फेज के लिए 3 हो गया ना, 3 ले लेना है, 25.17 किलोग्राम। जी फॉर हाई वोल्टेज do the same calculation. (14.88 kilograms multiplied by 3, 44.63 kilograms. Okay, so this is the three phase weight of the low voltage and the high voltage. हाँ वो आपने ये जो 10 raised to power minus 6 है, ये ऑटोमेटिकली उसको कैटर कर रहा है, ठीक है। अच्छा, one thing very important, CR, one thing very important, make, since we are approaching now, this is now the I guess 5th week I guess today, So we are approaching the midterm. So kindly start making a word file जिसके अंदर आप basically जो specific gravity of copper है, specific gravity of aluminium है, या और कोई चीज़ जिसके अंदर हम data है, so I can allow that with your final paper. ठीक है, वो एक फाइल बनाना शुरू करो जिसके अंदर हम ये चीज़ें ऐड करते हैं. You can't cram these materials over here. ठीक है, स्पेसिफिक ग्रेविटी होगी और इस तरह से भी रेजिस्टिविटी आएगी अभी एक मिनट कॉलम में. इस तरह की चीज़ें सारी जो है ना वो एक जगह पे पॉस्टुलेट करो जस्ट इन वन वर्ड फाइल. ठीक है, सो आई विल ट्राई टू मेक दैट वर्ड फाइल प्रिंटेड ऑन द क्वेश्चन पेपर बैक साइड और समथिंग लाइक दैट. ठीक है, okay जी. So the next row is the weight of the covered conductor considering a coverage of 10% for the low voltage strip and 5% for the high voltage wire including leads over there. So what you are going to do over here in this one, you are going to actually add over here 10% more weight inside the low voltage weight over there and 5% for the high voltage wire over there. These are actually the leads because ये transformer की winding तक महदूद हैं. You have to take those leads towards the bushings or the entrance terminals over there. So just increase 10% on the low voltage side and 5% on the high voltage side over there. G, just multiply your 25.17 by 1.1. क्या बनेगा? 27.676 kilograms, so approximately 27.7 kilograms. And this one 40, यानी 41 कैसे होगा? 40.09. So approximately you have something a 76 kilogram of aluminium, but certainly aluminium is not that expensive, so you can see the weight of the aluminium is not that big. In your book they have also used aluminium, say their total weight was approximately 80 kilograms, so nothing special over here. We have used a little different conductor, different disposition, so that's why they have a different weight in your book over there. Okay, हाँ ये गलत किया. हाँ आपने वो 5% से नहीं किया होगा. ठीक है, क्या बात है? 40.86 किलोग्राम. Still anyway, this is 75 something kilograms of the copper being used. Okay, just give me the data, same data over here. Now this is actually the winding resistance and the load loss. Same data, just we did it for the weight over here. What is the inside diameter of the coil G? ये जो ऊपर था अभी क्या था? 124. just repeat it over here जी. 124. this one 162.2. this one okay, diameter बता दो. mean 143.1. mean length क्या निकली थी? 449.1. and L length क्या थी? 34166.5. this is in millimeter. Still please remember the high voltage coil data please. Just this is just a repetition from the previous table, nothing fancy. 182.2, 248.2, 215.2, 676.07 millimeter. Please remember the milli units, I am not writing it. The next 2374.357.84. okay, so now this is actually copper. I have to use aluminium over here. So the resistivity is let me write down the value of the resistivity. The value of resistivity is 0.0345. here also this is 0.0345. you can see the difference. The difference is quite huge in the resistivity over there as compared to your copper over there. okay, the cross sectional area क्या था? I guess this is very same from the last table also. ये कितना था? 2 point I guess 27. verify this please. यही है? high voltage, sorry, 2.27 mm square. and this one is 88.96 mm square. Okay, now find out the winding resistance G. Use the formula. The formula is there, L into K into 10 raised to power minus 3. The minus 3 is actually taking care of that units and all that stuff, divided by ampere. Oh, sorry, not ampere. This is actually the area, cross-sectional area. This one is area. Zero point 013 ohms. The next, for the high voltage, what is the winding resistance per phase using the same formula? This is large value 2374357.84. This was actually 0.021. Okay. The resistivity of aluminium is approximately 50% more than that of copper, but the price is almost like 2 or 2.5 times smaller. 36.09 ohms, approximately the very same. Okay, what was the current per phase? You go to high voltage winding or the the low voltage winding and the high voltage design. What was the per phase current? I guess in high voltage it was 3 point something. 3.03 amperes, and what about low voltage? 133.3 amperes. Okay, do it I square R multiplied by 3. Current is there, resistance is there. Find out I square R and multiply it by 3 now. अभी तक आप लोगों ने machine course के अंदर whenever you try to find out the resistance, you are always given R equivalent T or R equivalent S combined together according to short circuit test, if you remember. This time this is a design of transformer, so you have got the resistance of the primary and secondary directly. जी बेटा 693.33. The units are watts. जी बेटा next one. 118. Next 0.0. ये चलो 11837. आर यू श्योर? ये गलत है, ये गलत है, ये तो 11,000 में पहुंचा दिया है. इफ यू रिमेंबर योर फर्स्ट टेबल, हमारे पास टोटल कॉपर लॉसेस होने चाहिए 1600. हाँ, दिस वन इज शुड बी समथिंग 9.74 वॉट्स. जी एड दिस टूगेदर. ये हमारा ट्रांसफार्मर यहीं फेल हो गया. ये हम 1600 से भी ऊपर निकल गए हैं. आगे जाने की नौबत ही नहीं आई. चलो खैर, लेट्स सी. 1687 वॉट. ओके सॉरी, 1687.07 watts. Approximate stray loss for a 100 kVA transformer, in the book they have given it 100 watts. Just add this over here, so this becomes 1787.07 watts. And the load loss guaranteed, since this is not possible, this is beyond your required value. आपके जो consumer थे, या the person who was actually going to have this transformer, they had actually given you a data that you had to make a transformer in this limits 1760 watts. You have gone to 1787 watts. there is a problem. You have to go back. अब ये whenever you are designing a transformer, you have to be a little on the slow side. और आप अगर consumer ने आपको पूछा है 1760 watts, so you should be something near 1700 or something. आपको थोड़ा सा benchmark रखना पड़ेगा. Otherwise, when the transformer is going to be loaded or when it is going to be short circuit tested, the conditions can be different, so the resistance can be very different. Plus आपको नहीं पता कि कॉपर आपने जिस कंज्यूमर से जिस मैन्युफैक्चरर से उठाई है वो कॉपर आप जो फार्मूले में यूज कर रहे हो जो कॉपर आपको मिली है दे आर अ लिटिल डिस्टेंस अपार्ट. So I'm not going to do the redesign of it. Now when you are going to do a redesign of it, listen this very carefully, when you're going to do a redesign of it, certainly this means that you will have to go towards the high voltage one. You will have to increase the resistance or sorry increase the cross sectional area of it. Now which losses are coming large? The losses are this one 993.74 watts, the high voltage winding. They are having a larger loss over there. So technically speaking, you have to reduce this one. So what you will have to do, you will have to use a little thicker wire. You used a wire of 2.27 mm square. So you will have to actually make it a little larger over here so that it can have less resistance. Now this must have seen you, आप थोड़ा सा आपको झटका जरूर लगा होगा कि जी ट्रांसफार्मर है, हमें पता है लो वोल्टेज साइड पे ज़्यादा करंट होता है, ज़्यादा लॉसेज ना होने चाहिए. But what you are seeing over here, the low voltage side is actually having a smaller resistance and the I square R losses are also small on the low voltage side. And this is why, because the high voltage side is on the outer side, it has a larger length. Plus, अगर आपने इसको कम करना हो, मिसाल के तौर पर आप वाइंडिंग्स को ना छेड़ो, just take alpha or A, reduce it. आपने 10 लिया है, you can reduce it to like 8. But what will happen if you have reduced it to 8 or something? आपके लॉसेस ठीक आ जाएंगे बिकॉज आपकी मीन लेंथ कम हो जाएगी, रेजिस्टेंस कम हो जाएगी, यू विल गेट इट. बट द कूलिंग ऑफ द ट्रांसफार्मर विल बी डेट्रीमेंटल. एंड देन इन द केस ऑफ इट आपको टैंक डिजाइन के अंदर आपको you will have to have more assets over there. So it's better you change it over here, then you can actually have a better transformer design over there. Anyway, I will go with this value. मैं इसी value को लेके भी चलूँगा आपके साथ आगे further. But whenever this happens, you have to either go towards the low voltage side or the high voltage design change. Alpha can be changed only if you have taken a large value of alpha. Here I have just taken 10. 10 से नीचे आप नहीं जाओगे. For a 100 kVA transformer, even 10 mm is not more than this one. So you're not going to have more than that or smaller than that length over there. Okay, so when you have designed this transformer and you have got the whole data, the next thing very important, this is actually the coil assembly specification. This is just a table that you have to complete with all your data, whatever you have done. As you can see, this is the customer name, the kVA rating, name of the operator and all that table stuff. So how many low voltage coils are there, how many high voltage coils are there, which are plain, which are tap coils over there. What is the high voltage coil internal diameter multiplied by the outer diameter multiplied by length over here. Same is for the low voltage coil, then the gap between the plain coils. Now in your case this was a 100 kVA transformer, and if you remember, this one was having 1, 2, 3 and there were 4 coils over there. The middle one were the tap coils, the other one was the plain coils over there. So you have to draw a diagram similar like this. I'm not going to complete this one, you can do it yourself. And since you have to give all the tapping stitches over here, what are tapping stitches involved? Yes, over here. So this is actually a table over here in which you are going to actually give the manufacturer, because you are a designer, okay? You are a designer, you have to give your manufacturer or the physical hardware team that these are the specification and these are the outer specification which I also want when the transformer is ready over there. Then afterwards, this one, the next calculation comes on for the no load loss. हमने weight निकाला था अभी iron का, which was 200 something or 190. We still don't decide on this one. So over here we have to find out the working no load loss over there. And by no load loss, I am concerned about the hysteresis and eddy current loss. Remember, whenever we are doing an open circuit test, we are measuring the hysteresis and the eddy current loss. We are not measuring the magnetization loss, which is in terms of VA. ठीक है, हम resistance के अंदर से जो loss हो रहा है in the equivalent circuit of a transformer, we are trying to find out the losses inside that resistance. That resistance was modeled for the hysteresis and eddy current losses. ठीक है, so this table is actually catering for it. What was the working flux density जी, याद है कुछ? Go back to your design wherever we did it. What was the working flux density? जी, what was the working flux density? कुछ याद है? 1.6 तो हमें कहा गया था, लेकिन क्योंकि हमने एरिया थोड़ा सा ज़्यादा कोर का रखा था तो हमारी वर्किंग फ्लक्स डेंसिटी 1.5 समथिंग थी, 1.59 और whatever. जी, anyone with this value 1 point whatever that is? जी, please verify from the previous data, but I remember it was actually 1.59. Please verify this one. या 1.57 थी या 1.58 थी, प्लीज वेरीफाई दिस वन. जी, previous data please find out. I don't remember what lecture was it. It was not this one at least. One was lecture number 5. We had actually we did the area calculation. Wherever we did that area calculation, we did this one. जी, क्या थी बी? कि जहाँ पे हमने एरिया कैलकुलेट किया था इन लेक्चर नंबर 7, इफ यू रिमेंबर, ओवर हियर वी फाउंड आउट दिस एरिया, वी पुट 1.6, बट when we did all this calculation, I told you that when you have done this calculation, when you did all these tables and all that stuff, and at the end you are going to find out the total area over here. When you are going to find a total area, put it back in that formula and find out your working flux density. हमने ऊपर यहाँ क्या किया था ऊपर फॉर्मूले में? If I go back over here, what we did over here, we put 1.6 over there. That was required. But ये हमारे पास iron area आया था. Then we calculated the gross area, and based on that gross area, using an 11-step core, we designed a circular step stack and all that stuff over there. So when we completed at the end of the table, where we are actually putting all the number of laminations and gross area over there, this gross area actually यहाँ कट हो चुका है, ये मैं कोशिश करूँगा दोबारा अपलोड कर सकूँ इसको. The total area over there, so you can find a total area and plug this total area back into the equation which I just showed you just now, this equation over here, and you will find out BM. ठीक है जी, कोई है किसी को याद जी BM क्या था? कुछ निकाल सकते हो इसको? लेट मी गो बैक अ लिटिल. लेक्चर कौन सा है? लेक्चर नंबर 7, सेक्शन B. You were actually, yes, this is iron area or whatever over here. Anyway, I'm not going to calculate this one. Do it yourself over there. I will go with 1.59 something. Okay? I'm not going to calculate it. You can do it yourself over there. I will go back to whatever we were doing just now. This is lecture number 9 actually today. Okay, so I will calculate with 1.59. Okay, with 1.59 over there, you need some charts or data. So for that chart or data, you will have to go towards these charts and this one. Now see this very carefully. If I zoom in over there, on the x-axis you can see there is core loss watts per kilogram. Okay? And on the x-axis you have induction, that is actually Tesla P over there. So you can see it is going on from like 0.4 or 0.5 Tesla up till Tesla of 2.2 or 2 point something. Now you can see this is the whole curve over there, and this is the core loss curve. You can see, you can write written over there, this is M4.27. M4 is the grade of that material. 0.27 mm is the thickness of the lamination. There are two charts over there. One is 50 hertz, other one is 60 hertz over there. Now our value is 1.59, which means this line is 1.6 or something over here. Now these are not very good ones because I've scanned it from here, so it's not very elaborative. But anyway, We will try over here that this is 1.6 exactly at this point, so 1.59 is just a little below over there. So 1.59 is exactly at where my mouse or cursor is at present. So if I see this 1.59 and if I just scroll it down back over here, this is exactly at 1. Okay? This is exactly at 1 approximately. If I had 1.6 over there, then this one was a little larger than 1. So at 1.59, this is approximately 1 watt per kilogram. So if I go back on my this one, here I have to put 1.0 watts per kilogram from the same table or the chart actually, which is actually specific loss at, this is actually 1.59 Tesla for 27 M4 grade of the core. Now, 1 watts per kilogram is very ideal data coming on, but when you are going to handle that sheet, you have cut it to sheet, you have handled it, you have put it together, there must be some air gap. When you are cutting these sheets, there may be some stress fractures on it over there. So you have to add a little bit handling factor over there. That handling factor assumed in this book is 25%. Practically, I don't see that if you are a very good manufacturer, maybe this can be reduced to even 10% or 15% also. But here they have used it 25%. It's totally up to you if your workmanship is not good. Now, some factors over here on account of slitting, shearing, notching, air gap and human error. Whenever you are assembling these sheets or cutting these sheets for shape A, B or C, you are going to have stresses over there. And those stresses or those edges, they are not going to be sharp. So when they are not going to be sharp, you are going to connect shape A with shape C supposedly. If there is a small air gap, you will actually have reluctance increased over there. So this 25% may be true also in some cases if your workmanship or your cutting is not done by laser. Sadly in Pakistan, only for power transformers, 1 or 2 companies are doing it, a laser cutted M4 sheets or whatever they are using, CRGO steel over there. Practically they only have the die cutting sheets over there. If you put a die, they have the sheets over there, they press it, and that's actually. So you are putting stress on the sheet. If you are laser cutting it, you are not putting a stress. You are just asking the laser to actually engrave it over there. But still, there can be some factors over there. So over here, you are going to multiply it by 21.25. So whatever value you are getting over here, so I'm going to multiply it by 1.25, and this actually comes on to be 1.25 watts per kilogram. Now, what was the total weight of the core? जो अभी हमने निकाला था अभी last time, अभी 200 क्या था? नहीं, not the approximate, exact one, which was having 75 points. जी बेटा, क्या निकाला था अभी हमने? अभी मैंने निकाला था पीछे. C को ऐड करके total weight क्या था? आप 202.9. So when you are going to multiply this by calculated no loss 202.9 multiplied it by 1.25 G. Multiply 202.9. ये भी सर माशाल्लाह से लगता है हमने लिमिट से बाहर जाना है. 250.625. अच्छा, by chance whatever value we required, we have that value. What was the no load loss required? 260. So for this no load loss we are within the limit, so we don't need to do any other changes. If supposingly you are now here in the bad area, you are more than 260 watts, you will have to go back on your core design. Okay? You will have to go back on your core design, maybe increase the area. Okay? But increasing the area means that your windings are going to be more far apart. So आपके load losses बढ़ जाएंगे. So over here the only way around is that if you are making a flux density of 1.59, go to 1.6 or something, so that you have a little bit more range over there, or you can reduce the flux density totally depending upon you. So over here we are by chance over here at 260, here we are at 253. So by guaranteed one is this, that you are not going to more than that of 260 watts. This is actually the same value which your manufacturer, which your consumer actually wanted over here. Okay, now over here we want to find out the no load current also. This is also very important. Now when you want to find out the no load current, over here now you are going to have the magnetizing VA per kilogram. Now what is magnetizing? Magnetizing is that current IM taken up by the inductor branch which is in parallel with the resistor over there. And if I go back on this charts over there, this chart is actually also coming on from the same one over there. You can see on the y-axis side I have over here B, and on the x-axis over here I have VA per kilogram. So this chart is actually coming on from over here. This is my VA per kilogram over here. In fact, sorry, this is VA per kilogram over here. So again over here we want to find out the value, and based on this value, again 1.59, if you see this graph, 1.6 is exactly at where my cursor is. If I want to find out 1.59, this is something at where my cursor is. Between this line and this line, something in the center. Now this is a logarithmic scale. Okay? This is very important. Now from here, this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 over there. Now here I am at 1, 2, 3 and 4. So this means I am something at 3 and 4 in between. And if I drag it now down and see where it's actually working on 3 and 4. So this is approximately at 1.35. Okay? Now you have to be very, very careful when you're going to use this charts in your exam. Okay? And one thing very important, if any one of you can find out the same charts in some good quality, it will be much better. ठीक है, ये बुक से मैंने काफ़ी कोशिश की है, इसको स्कैनिंग काफ़ी अच्छी हो सके, but this is the maximum I could do. So this is approximately 1.35 VA per kilogram. So if I go back over here, so for at 1.59 Tesla, this is approximately 1.35 VA per kilogram. Now what is the phase voltage? We already know this is approximately 249 something. This was already in the design. And weight of the complete set of the core kitni thi? 200 202.9. So therefore the per phase magnetizing current, जी ये कैसे निकलेगा? जी, you are going to multiply your 1.59 by जी किससे? 1.5 से मल्टीप्लाई करना है, किससे मल्टीप्लाई करना है? 1.35 into 202.9. This is actually the numerator over here, and the denominator, what you are going to do, this is actually VA. ये आपके पास VA आ गया, and over here you are going to multiply it by 2 divided by 250, and in the denominator you are going to have also 3. ये 3 क्यों आया? 3 phases over there. ठीक है, because हमने पूरे weight of the core लिया है, core का एक limb नहीं लिया. जी give me the value. एक सेकंड जरा. हाँ जी, क्या आंसर है? .0.36 amperes. Oh, sorry, 36 amperes. Okay, now go through this line. They are actually adding 200% over there for the handling factor. Now I have a little disagreement over here on this one. I don't know how this works. In fact, I asked some transformer design engineers also in the industry. They say this is actually totally depending upon your factor, how you are actually handling your transformer, how the material is. Because you are having 0.36 amperes and you are going to add 2 times of it into that current. So over here, according to this book, this is 0.36 plus 2 into 0.36. This is actually a 200% increase over there. So this is a huge increase. But anyway, I am going to go through the book in the industry, in Pakistani industry, they have strict rules on this one. So if they got 0.36, they just double it. Okay? Because all the factors of stress develop during slitting, shearing, notching, and all that stuff over there. So I don't know why this book is going with that 200% over there. Maybe this is an Indian author book, so maybe they have it. क्या value है जी बताओ? 1.08. So this is actually the exact no load current which is being. Now this is not the no load current. Still, this is very important. This is the magnetizing current. We need to find out the hysteresis and eddy current also. So what for this one? We know what? No load loss. कितना था? 250 point. Please beta. 253.6625 divided by 3 into phase voltage of 250. Give me the answer. 0.338 over here. Now you have this one is I hysteresis plus eddy. So now Im square plus hysteresis plus eddy. What is Im? Im is 1.08 square plus 0.338 square. Please give me the answer after square root. 1.13 amperes. So this is actually the no load current I naught over here. Now for the data also, we need to find out the no load current at 100% voltage as a percentage of full load current. Whenever you are buying a transformer, the first and foremost thing is this: if it is a distribution transformer, I told you that the core loss has to be small. अगर transformer पे कोई load नहीं है, so the no load current has to be very small. So they first ask it that 1.13 is how much percent of the total load current over here. So for this purpose, this is actually going to be 1.13, and the denominator, what was the current? That was 133.34. Low voltage side. Okay? This is referred to the low voltage side. 133.4. G, please give me the percentage. This must be less than even 1. Okay. Okay, sorry I missed it. D, again 0.85%. Okay. Okay, now so this is 0.85% over here, even less than 1%. कभी आपने कभी हाल लोड से कभी ट्रांसफार्मर लिया, उसका नो लोड करंट निकाला हो, या लैब के अंदर कभी ट्रांसफार्मर आपने एक्सपेरिमेंट किया, उसका नो लोड करंट निकाला है. व्हाट वाज द नो लोड करंट कभी नहीं निकाला, खुदा का खौफ करो. मशीन लैब में एक्सपेरिमेंट कर चुकी हूँ पूरा का पूरा. नो लोड करंट आप निकालते रहे हो वहां पे. If you remember, in our lab, the current on the primary side, the full load current was 3.5 amperes, if you remember, or 4.3 ampere for the older one, and the no load current was approximately 0.5 or 0.6 ampere. A 0.5 or 0.6 for a primary current of something 3.5. This means actually 5 or 10% approximately. So what I am trying to tell you over here, that as the size of the transformer increases, the percentage of that no load current drops down. जितना छोटा ट्रांसफार्मर होगा उसका नो लोड करंट उतना ज्यादा होगा. Why? Because the reluctance is also more. You're not having any cooling effect over there. Plus all other effects are added over there. So the no load current is, as a percentage of the full load current, is small. Okay. Now next thing over here, you have to find out the same all parameters for 112.5 percentage of the voltage. Now why this is done so? जब भी आपके पास कोई ट्रांसफार्मर आता है, द मैन्युफैक्चरिंग कंपनी हैज टू डिलीवर अ डाटा कि अगर इस ट्रांसफार्मर के ऊपर हाई वोल्टेज आए, ठीक है, on 11 kV side, if you are going to give more than that voltage, what is going to be the effect on the losses over there, especially the no load loss? Because if the transformer is at no load, certainly that loss is always going to be there. So according to some standard, this is at 112.5% of that voltage. So the flux density is also going to increase by the same value. Assuming that you have designed a transformer on the increasing linear curve of your BH curve over there. जो आपके पास BH curve थी, उसमें आपने in the linear region किया है. So if you are increasing the voltage, that B will also increase. Why? Because if you are increasing the voltage, your current is increasing. Current increases the flux. Flux increases, area is the same, So flux increases, the D also increases. So if your flux density at this one, so you are going to multiply 1.59 by 1.125 over there. Again, this is an assumption if you have designed your transformer in the linear region. If अगर आप saturation में चले गए हो, then certainly this will not hold true. जी 1.78 Tesla. Okay. Now, so magnetizing VA at from same table at 1.78 Tesla. So if I go back on that table now again, this is VA. So if I just zoom it again back, so 1.78 is my required. So where is my 1.7 and 1.8? 1.8 is at this point, okay, and 1.78. So I have to, this is exactly crossing at this point where my cursor is. So 1.78 will be something here. This will be something here. Okay? The second last line from the above line. So now this means I have to actually scroll this one up. Just see if I don't miss anything. G, what is the value? Sorry, the third one actually here. जी अच्छा वन थिंग यहाँ पे अब दो का है, ध्यान ध्यान रखना इस चीज का. 5, 6, 7. So I am something in between 5 and 6, but this is the if I want here something, this is 5.2, 5.4, 5.6. So this is 5.6 VA per kilogram. So this means over here this is going to be 5.6 VA per kilograms over here. Okay, now same thing over here, voltage multiplied by 250 multiplied by 1.125, same calculation. We are doing the same calculation we just done before. The weight over here for our case is 202.9 kilograms. So therefore the per phase magnetizing current, जी क्या लिखेंगे यहाँ पे? 202.9 into 5.6. 5.6. Okay. Ji, give me the answer for amperes. 1.34 amperes. Okay, so this is IM, and then again doing the same 200% increase which we did it for the previous case also. 200% increase, 1.34. 4.036 amperes. Now this is a huge current. This is going in a little bit. Now we have to find out the hysteresis and eddy current losses. Now approximate no load loss at 1. क्या वैल्यू थी? 1.7. क्या थी पीछे? 1.78. So at 1.78 Tesla. G. We have to now go at the other table. That was watts per kilogram. Now for this purpose, this is 1.7, 1.8, and since I am interested in the 50 Hertz curve, so this is 1.8 at this point, and 1.78 is something here. Okay, ji? 2 lines below over here. So I have to actually, let me just zoom out and then I can, I miss it. कौन सी वाली line है? This one. Sorry. हाँ ये. This one 60 के नीचे. जी, where it is? अब वो नहीं आ रहा, नजर नहीं आ रहा. यहाँ से. Actually, whenever you have those tables, please use a scale or something. ठीक है? Human eye can do that error a lot. This is exactly at this line where my cursor is, hand is. The fourth line, yes. Not the fourth, fifth one. So this is the fifth one. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, fifth one. So 1.5. So if I go back now, so this means over here, जी किससे multiply करना है मुझे? भाई हिस्टैरिसीस एडी करंट लॉसेस के लिए क्या किया था? क्या वैल्यू निकाली हमने? 1.5 जी, 1.5 वॉट्स पर किलोग्राम। तो भाई किलोग्राम से मल्टीप्लाई करना है ना उसको। 202.9 जी। गिव मी द आंसर प्लीज। 304.35 watts. So the hysteresis plus eddy current will become 3.4.35 divided by 3 into 280. This is 0.36 ampere. And now you can find out your I naught, which is actually going to be equal to 4.036 square plus 0.36 square. So give me the answer. 4.05 amperes. So what is that percentage equal to? Again, the percentage of the full load current. This will be 4.05 divided by 133.34. 3.04. So what this is telling you actually, that if you are going to have a little high voltage, approximately 250 की बजाय you are having 281.5, your no load current actually increases from 0.8% or 85% to 3.04, which is still within the limits or not that bad over there, but it cannot sustain for a large amount of time. Remember, because you are having larger losses, especially the watts per kilogram. Here this is becoming 304.35 watts over there, which was previously very small over there. So this can not sustain for a large amount of time, but you can still go on. अच्छा जी, एक लास्ट रह गया था, we don't have much time actually. Just put in the value in this one, and next time we will discuss it over there. This is the percentage X formula. Okay, I'm not going to put in the value, just do it yourself. Put in all these values over here. This is the same formula I told you in the last class also, that you have to put in the value. We will prove this formula also, maybe in the next week, not this week, because I want to complete the whole transformer design, and then we will come back at the proof of this formula over there. Here you can see this is F is the frequency, IS is the rated secondary current, T is the number of turns on the secondary, pi again constant factor, D is the mean diameter of low voltage and high voltage. So whatever mean dia you found for the low voltage and high voltage, take their mean, that is going to be D over there. Then in the denominator of this term you have Vs, which is the secondary voltage, phase voltage again. AI is the average stack length over here of the low voltage and high voltage. What I mean by stack length, if I go back on this diagram, if you see this diagram very carefully, this one is the low voltage coil, and then this one is the high voltage coil. Now this one, high voltage, was a little smaller as compared to the low voltage winding. So you have to take their mean. Why mean is coming over here? Because low voltage a little higher, high voltage a little smaller, so there will be more flux leakage because of that difference over there. So that's why this AL in the denominator is actually the average stack length of the low voltage and the high voltage coil. So you will just have it over there, and in this brackets over here you have A, which I told you, A as alpha, that oil duct over there. Then you have V1 plus V2 divided by 3, and then this is just 10 raised to power minus 6. One thing very important, this formula is the very same as being used in the R.K. Agarwal book. The only difference is this, that A, B1 and B2, these are in centimeters. Okay? If you go to R.K. Agarwal book, I will actually do a proof from there. The proof is not available over here. Okay? In that proof, thing is the very same, just this 10 raised to power minus 6 and this factor actually changes. So just plug in the values. Next class when we'll have it, please tell me what is the percentage X you have found out by plugging in the data. Okay? We will prove this formula later on, but just for now, just plug in the data and find out your percentage X over there. It should be something, if I'm not wrong, it should be something near about like 4 point something value, because we wanted a 4% value. So this is something 4 point something value, and then next time when you have found out, we will find out the percentage resistance also, and then the last thing, a very important one, that is percentage Z, which you already know is going to be just the square root of percentage x square plus percentage r square. ठीक है जी. So this is just this one lecture. Try to complete this one. Next time we will just go through this formula again at the end. Any questions?